It's usually pretty apparent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I needed that. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Susan.
It's hard to believe it's April already. Jeez.
Mhm.
Time just goes too fast.
For me, it's weird because that implies that we're already a quarter of the way through the year, and I'm like, that went by way too quickly. It feels like
Mhm.
January was about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh, well. Life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's a meeting going on over there at the Rabbi and Ronnie.
The grown-ups are talking.
Yeah, we'll let him talk. Hi, Susan.
Oh, Susan, how you doing?
Good. Where's Sheldon?
He's finishing up the dishes
Oh, good boy.
tonight.
Shalom, everybody.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Shabbat Shalom, Jack.
Shalom.
Long time no see, Beth.
I know. Trying to find a date, Susan.
Yeah.
I wish you had Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. And Marty and Pam, how are you?
Thank you for
Good,
asking. We're
Good.
great.
Fine, thank you.
How are you?
Tired?
Tired and feathered?
That's why I stayed home because I was too tired. Been a long weekend, a long couple of days.
Yeah.
Hello again, Marty.
Who am I talking
Hello
to?
again, Jack. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. How was Barbara Nagel?
Oh, she's doing okay.
Okay.
Good.
We had a good visit with her today. So.
Oh, that's good to know, Marty. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she mobile? Is she getting around? What's her status?
Yeah, she can kind of get around a little bit, but
With
I
a
don't think
walker?
I don't think they walk her very much there.
Oh,
They usually bring her in and out to us in a wheelchair, but she can walk, but it's kind of slowly.
right.
Is she still in her house or is she somewhere else?
No, she's in a rehab center in
Oh,
Fremont.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, Park Central, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Heard of that?
Again, where is that located, Marty?
Off on Parkside Avenue,
Back in.
right off Maui.
It's kind of across, is it from Washington?
Yeah, it's across from Washington Hospital.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. for
Across
clarifying.
from Washington Hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jean's
Okay,
mom
I
was
think,
there.
I think I know that place.
Gail,
Oh, okay.
Gail was there too.
You got it.
Gail, Janine's mom,
Mhm.
Oh,
she was there.
Yeah, if anybody wants to visit her, you need to call and make a appointment.
Oh, that's good to know.
but she really would love to be, visited.
Hey, Susan, real quick, can you check the text chat?
What?
I messaged you about a thing, so I'm just asking if you could check the chat.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
Hey, student Rabbi Ari,
Hello.
remind me how to change, hi, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Remind me how to change from my background because my poor husband's blurred.
Yeah, your husband is becoming one with the universe. is
Yeah,
about-
exactly.
Hey, Rick. There he is.
Nanu.
Let me see.
How you
if I
doing,
can-
Rick?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
I got a halo.
Same here.
Yeah. Good to almost see you, Rick.
In a
Okay,
minute,
here's how
it's
you're gonna
been-
do it. Okay,
it's
I
been-
figured out how you do it. So
Okay.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna go. You see where the video icon is?
Yeah,
You're gonna click on the little up arrow and then
Yeah.
go to video settings.
I knew it was over there, but thank
And
you.
then from there,
There
it's
you
in
go.
background and filters.
I got it now. Thank you so much.
No problem.
There he is.
Sorry, you
There's
didn't know.
Hi,
Hey,
Susan Schwartz.
Hi, Jack. Hi,
Hello,
Rick.
Sheldon.
Marla, hi. Hi,
Sheldon,
Terry.
wait a minute.
Hi, Rick.
We're only
Hi,
getting the top of your
Terry.
head, Susan.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Oh,
Terry.
Terry, yay. Haven't seen you in a while.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just
Shabbat
so you
Shalom.
know,
Shalom, Rabbi.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi
Good.
Zoe.
So just so everybody knows, our YouTube is officially on. So just make sure that you're not sharing any secret.
Oh,
on
let
our
me,
YouTube.
let me get rid of those secrets I was sending.
I was gonna say I'm gonna put away the meeting notes from the Elders of Zion meeting earlier.
Okay.
And Janice, is that why Rick was blurred because he was in the witness protection program?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Terry.
Caught on quick.
Leave it to Jerry.
Okay.
Quick Shabbat Shalom shout out to Marla.
Where's Sonia?
Real quick, before we jump into actual serious business, I want to take a moment to remind y'all that I have been working on putting together a Shabbat playlist for Temple Beth Torah. It's on YouTube. I'll drop the link in the chat. And if you have songs that help sort of put you in the Shabbat atmosphere, feel free to email me. I will also put my email in the chat. And if you have particular songs, I want this to really be a reflection of the musical tastes of the community. So if you have your favorite sort of Shabbat mood music, send it to me and I'll add it to the playlist.
Just one moment. We have a technical difficulty, but we will be back with you in just a moment. So if you want to take this time to do some deep breaths. my pleasure to invite Sarah and Jerry Ann to light the Shabbat candles for us. We are on page 120.
As we enter this sacred time of Shabbat, may Adonai help us put aside our stresses of daily life and absorb the calm of this holy moment. As Shabbat begins, may Adonai revive our ability to feel the infinite potential this season affords us to regather our scattered selves. In the hallowed space Shabbat creates, may Adonai refresh our connection to our loved ones and community, expanding the threads which bind us together. Ayatollah.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We are on page 131 for the words of Shiru Ladonai.
Rabbi Zoe,
Yes?
we're having some difficulty hearing from the mic near the candles.
It might have not been close enough. Thank you for letting us know.
Mhm.
Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shir chadash. We continue getting into the Shabbat spirit by welcoming the Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi on page 138. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmianu el Hamyuchad, Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad, L'Shemo Tiferet, Veli Tehila, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'Krat Shabbat, Lechu V'Nacha, Ki hi Mekor HaBeracha, Merosh Mikedem Nesucha, Sof Ma'aseh B'machshava Tchila, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Please rise in all the ways you're able. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha uv'tzohala, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'Chadodi, L'Kat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. Please be seated. We are on page 142 with the words Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are on page 146 with the words of Baruch Hu. Please rise in all the ways you are able. Am I awake? Am I listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Please be seated. You ever have those moments when you're surrounded by Shabbat warmth to such an extent that you started off the service with a sweater and you realize that's no longer what's going to continue to happen? It must be the warmth of all of you and the warmth of the Shabbat candles, and definitely not poor planning on my part. We're almost there. And we say the words of the Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God for the transitions. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. We're on page 150. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu Uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem negeh yomam ve'layla Negeh yomam ve'layla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. It's my pleasure to invite Ted Bressler to share a reading before the Micha Mocha. This reading can be found on the screen or on page 241.
Our hearts beat with certainty that there is a day and an hour and a mountain called Zion, and that all of the sufferings will gather there and become song, ringing out into every corner of the earth from end to end and the nations will hear it. And like the caravans in the desert, we'll all to that morning throng.
We continue with the words of Mi Chamocha on page 158. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha neder b'kodesh noratehi lo dosei fele noratehi lo dosei fele Malechutecha ra'u v'necha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Se'eli anu ve'amru Se'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 Before we transition into our prayer for Hashkivenu, our prayer for rest and rejuvenation and shelter, let's take a moment to feel grounded. If your feet are near the floor, plant them on the floor. Lengthen your body, and let's take a deep breath in and out. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. We are on page 162 with the words of Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We continue with the tefillah, our core part of our service. Please rise in all the ways you are able. We are on page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevii Gula Livnei Bneihem, le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed. Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim. Umatir asurim. Umekayem emunato. Lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot. Umido melach. Melech memit umechayeh. Umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman אתה להחיות הכל. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh b'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yihallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Our world is always, but especially, in need of prayers for peace and for feeling of safety. So we turn to page 178 as we sing Shalom Rav, asking for abundant peace over us and over all people. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We continue with our own silent prayer. Whatever are the prayers of your hearts, now is the time. Tsuri Begoali Begoali Ihiu Lerato Imreifi Begoali Bi Lefanecha Adonai Tsuri Adonai Tsuri Begoali Begoali. So this week, we read from Parshat Tazria, a really yummy, oozy, boil-filled, rash-filled Torah portion. Just what you're hoping for on a Friday night. I, however, am not hoping for that, and I hope that you will I hope that you will allow me to share a little bit of something different. In Parshat Tazria, one of the big conversations is about purity. And in conversations about purity, you will not be surprised to hear that women are often at the center of conversations about purity and about how we get our evil, impure cooties on other people. And so I wanted us to be able to talk about something else in relation to women, because often when we talk about purity, it often ends up undercutting women's ability to do the tasks that they do, because people are second guessing if they even can, because what if they make us impure? Do they even have the capability of doing so? So as you might know, this year is going to be the 60th anniversary of Temple Beth Torah's existence. What you might not know is that this year is the 50th anniversary of the first ordination of a woman rabbi. And so people might think, oh, so for the past 50 years, there have been women in leadership and Reform Jewish leadership. How wonderful. And it's just Reform Judaism. But it turns out there are stories of women who were leaders before this even became the case. And I wanted to take this opportunity today to share one of those stories, in spite of those even at her time who would have said, well, are women even capable? What if she adds impurity to the title of rabbi or of spiritual leader? And she became well renowned, and as I was reading her story, I came to notice that it actually happened right around the corner. So I hope you'll enjoy this story about Ray Frank, who lived from 1861 to 1948. On the evening of Yom Kippur in 1890, a tall, serious-looking young woman named Ray Frank stood before hundreds of men and women in the Opera House of Spokane Falls, Washington. Invited to deliver the sermon at a religious service that she herself had initiated, she implored those Jews in attendance to drop all dissension about whether you should take off your hats during services or other unimportant ceremonials, and join hands in one glorious cause. What you might not know is that at this time was a big debate. Hats, no hats. respect kippah, or respect, take off your kippah. With these words, the 29-year-old journalist from Oakland, California, helped create the first Jewish congregation in Spokane Falls and began her career as a Jewish religious leader. Born in San Francisco on April 10, 1861, to Bernard Frank, a peddler and fruit vendor, and his wife Leah, Ray Frank and her two sisters were raised in what she later described as a deeply religious home. Her mother was a quiet, pious woman who was fond of reading the Bible, while her father, an Orthodox Jew, was a great-grandson of Rabbi Elijah ben Solomon, the renowned Gaon of Vilna. Primarily raised in San Francisco, where she attended public school, Frank graduated in 1879 from Sacramento High School and then moved to Ruby Hill, Nevada, where she taught 6 years. In 1885, she rejoined her family, which by then had moved to Oakland, California. And to support herself, she offered private literature and elocution lessons and began to write for several periodicals. She also taught what they at the time called Sabbath school classes at First Hebrew Congregation, and subsequently became the superintendent of its religious school. What a title. Superintendent. Maybe I'll call myself that. During the 1890s, she earned additional income as correspondent for several Oakland and San Francisco newspapers. And based in Oakland, she traveled throughout the Pacific Northwest. In September 1890, she arrived in Spokane, Washington, then known as Spokane Falls, on the evening of Rosh Hashanah. Inquiring where she might find a local synagogue, she discovered that there was neither a synagogue nor planned religious services, as the Jewish community was small and torn apart by religious dissension. Procuring the help of a local man to whom she had a letter of introduction, Frank offered to deliver a sermon that evening if a minyan, or group of 10, could be gathered. By 5 o'clock, the special edition of the Spokane Falls Gazette announced that a young woman would be preaching to the Jews of the community at the Opera House that night. According to local newspaper reports, 1,000 Jews and Christians were in attendance when Ray Frank spoke about the obligations of Jews and as citizens. And moved by her plea that co-religionists come together and create a congregation, a Christian man in attendance stood up and offered to donate a site upon which the synagogue might be built. After she preached the next morning and again on Yom Kippur, Frank's call for communal cooperation was so successful that she repeated these efforts elsewhere. While continuing to support herself as a journalist, she also preached and lectured widely throughout the western and northwestern United States, healing congregational squabbles and helping to create both Orthodox and Reform congregations. Hailed by local newspapers as a latter-day Deborah, referring to biblical judge and religious leader, and erroneously labeled as a lady rabbi, she came to the attention of Reform Rabbi Isaac Mayer Wise, president and founder of Hebrew Union College. Enrolling at Hebrew Union College, my alma mater, in January of 1893 for what proved only to be 1 semester, Frank told the press that her intention was to study Jewish philosophy, not to become a rabbi. Yet less than 2 months earlier, in his own American Israelite, Isaac Mayer Wise wrote, "We glory in her zeal and moral courage to break down the last remains of the barriers erected in the synagogue against women, and wish her the best of success." Subsequently, in February of 1893, the American Israelite identified Frank as the young lady who has gained much prestige on the Pacific Coast and whose avowed purpose of entering the Jewish ministry has aroused much attention. While her career was short-lived, she only led and preached through 1893. Ray Frank remains significant as the first known Jewish woman to preach in front of a pulpit in the United States, and she is said to be the first Jewish religious leader as a woman in the United States. So as we celebrate these 50 years with pride and joy, we also hold in our hearts the reality that women in leadership existed beforehand. And despite even our own texts that say that we should be careful about those women and their cooties or their impurity, we know that this is not the case, that women have led our communities for many generations, and God willing, they should continue to do so. Cain Yehirat Son, may this be God's will. We now take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of spirit, healing of soul. If you are thinking of someone who is in need of healing at this time, please feel free to type their name in the chat, to say their name aloud to someone else in the room. Or if you are in the room with us, please feel free to share their name aloud or in your heart as my hand passes over your section. And we'll pause a moment as we wait for our friends online to finish typing. For all those names that we've said aloud, those that we keep in our hearts, and those that we've typed in the chat, we turn to page 371 for the words of Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha We continue with Aleinu on page 586. Please rise in all the ways you are able. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, vegoralinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Please be seated. We take this moment to think of those who have been blessings in our lives and blessings to the world. We remember with tenderness those who are in the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period since burial. Please rise as your loved one's name is read. Toby Lila Gerhardt, mother of Leslie Strauss. And this Shabbat, we remember those whose yahrzeit occurred this past week. And please rise as your loved one's name is read. Matityahu Friedman, father of Dalia Vernakovsky. We also keep in mind those who passed recently during the attacks in Israel. And also, we keep in mind all of those who lost their lives in the ongoing battle in Ukraine. We now invite all who are observing their first year of mourning to rise at this time. And now we rise as a community with our mourners as we say the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbi, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehe shmei Rabba mavorach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'alev v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama rava min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to invite up Ronnie Peterson to share words of announcement with us.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you to all who donated to our Purim fundraiser for the Joint Distribution Committee. Sundays beginning April 3rd through April 24th, the Social Action Committee will host a donation collection for the Afghan refugee families still arriving from
Excuse me.
Afghanistan.
Could you please get a little closer to the microphone? The folks online are having difficulty hearing you.
Okay, thank you. Each Sunday between 11:30 and 1:30, you can drop off your donations at Temple Beth Torah. Only specific items are being accepted, so please see the Social Action webpage for details. WTBT invites the women of our community and guests to join Rabbi Zoe and Cheryl Cohen for With Timbrels in Hand, a multi-access pre-Passover Rosh Chodesh, sing, study, and schmooze on Thursday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. Our What You Didn't Learn in Religious School series continues on Tuesday, April 12th at 7 p.m. with I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. We will learn about some of the powerful women in the Bible who defy stereotypes. This program is Zoom only and open to all ages 12 and above. This year there are 4 ways to celebrate Passover with TBT. Details can be found in the weekly and on our website. This year we are hosting a Seder matching program for first or second night Seders in the place of a congregational Seder. Please let us know by this coming Wednesday, April the 6th, if you would like to be hosted or host. Other opportunities are a Passover Havdalah on the second night of Passover, April the 16th, a special Shabbat service on April 22nd, and Pesach Yitzker on April the 23rd. After Passover, it's time to celebrate TBT's 60th anniversary. On Sunday, April 24th, we are having a community fun day from 12 to 3 at Central Park. Schmooze and reminisce, walk the lake, enjoy a delicious barbecue lunch and snacks, and other fun activities for all ages. Save the date, Sunday morning, May 15th, for a special program hosted by the Legacy Committee. Details coming soon. Thank you to Janine Charlton for representing the Worship Committee, Alan Eisenbrook and Sean Rahman for being on AV, and Student Rabbi Avi for sharing the slides. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And we will continue with some blessings. In the words of our Gan Sameach children, students, when we say our blessings, we are saying, I am thankful. And we are so thankful for all of the members of our family, whether the technical family, the chosen family, whatever family that we want to choose. Honestly, all those other descriptors kind of fall away. Family is family. And so we reach out to those who we want to share a blessing with, and if we are not in the same space as them, then we close our eyes and we hold them in our minds and in our hearts and send this prayer their way. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face turn to you and grant you peace, to which we all say, Amen. And we now continue with Kiddush, which can be found on page 123 if you would like to follow along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila לך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים. And now we bless the motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. I am grateful. We will end this Shabbat with just the words Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to all.
To everybody.
Yes.
Shabbat.
I don't
My
know.
brain's just going,
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.